Hi, friend. Welcome back to the Bright Life podcast. This week's message is that your answer is coming. So, if you are in a season where you feel like you don't know what's next, or you wish you had more clarity on what path to choose, or you would do whatever you needed to do if you just knew which direction to go, this is for you. And the message that has just been resonating with me this week is like your answer is coming. So the reason I was thinking about this is because for so long, my husband and I, the last few years, we've been figuring out where our home bases are. So like, where do we live? What city speaks to us? Where do we set up our roots? And it's felt a little bit unclear. And so what I realized in the past few weeks, though, is that when the answer is meant to come, it really comes in. And you're no longer in this guessing game of, is this right? Is this a yes? Is this a no? That sometimes life just has a lot to show you and to teach you before it's ready to give you that clarity and aha moment answer. Like maybe life is withholding this answer for you right now because there's lessons for you to learn, there's people for you to meet, there's experiences you're meant to have before you get the feeling of, yes, this is the right path for me next. So I have 3 things that I want to share related to this topic that have given me a lot of peace and that I hope give you a lot of peace as well if you're in this scenario. So the first one is realizing that if you don't have the answer yet, it's just not ready to come yet. It's not that you're missing something. It's not that you're doing something wrong. It's not that you're missing the obvious. I know it's hard when it seems like everyone else has a clear yes or no about certain things, but maybe your answer isn't there yet because it's just not meant to be. Personally, I trust that if something is a heck yes for me and for my life, I feel it in my body. Because that has been my truth when it's come to writing a book, when it's come to traveling the world, like when we up and moved and became digital nomads, everything in me was a yes about that experience. It's been the case when I moved to New York City. It's been the case with starting a business and leaving corporate. So even when it's been the most inconvenient, uncomfortable, scary thing to do, like starting a business or selling everything to travel the world or writing a book or like moving to New York City, it still has felt like a yes, like a real yes in my whole body. And maybe that's the way it is for you, where you just know when it has been right for you. And so if you don't have that clarity yet, it may just not be right for you. And instead of trying to force that feeling to come, maybe honor that it hasn't. Maybe honor that there is wisdom in it not arriving for you and that maybe there's some reason that it's being withheld from you for a little bit longer. Oprah famously has said that doubt means don't. And even though I have hated that in the past because I've been like, well, what if I have to make a choice? Like I don't like doubt. I can't have doubt. I need to just move forward with this either way. I now see the wisdom in it of like, maybe that doubt was there for a reason because whenever it hasn't been there, I've known, and maybe you have as well. So that's the first thing is like, if the answer's not there yet, maybe you're not ready to hear it yet. Maybe there's things you need to experience first, lessons you need to have, adventures you need to go on, people you need to meet, clarity you need to find before the answer is meant to be like revealed to you and to feel really clear. The second thing is instead of forcing an answer or path, trust that when it's time to choose, it will be clear. And so this for me often involves just asking for help. And maybe you ask God, maybe you ask the universe, the divine, whatever you ask in your life for support, maybe just your own inner wisdom, but just you can ask for help. You can ask for a sign. You can ask that if it's meant to be, it becomes so clear and so easy to know. You can ask that if it's the right choice for you, that universe makes it abundantly clear that you could not miss it, that you get that full body yes, and that until then, you'll trust that it's a no. So for me, I just have to trust that if something is meant to be, I'll feel it, I'll know, and I ask everything that I use for support, for help in that. Sometimes you'll find a book falls into your hands. Sometimes you'll find a certain course or coach or mentor comes across your path. There's that saying I love, like, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And that's so been the case for my life. So just put it out there, even if you don't necessarily believe in it, of just like, whatever you do believe in, like, show me if I need a sign, I need some clarity, bring it into my awareness if or when I'm ready to know. And then the third thing is just remembering that even if you choose wrong, it will probably still work out for the best, or just knowing and trusting that it will. I think that's been the case even when I have forced an answer, maybe a little prematurely. So for example, leaving New York City is one of the experiences that come to mind, where I didn't know if I should move home at one point or if I should stay. I felt like people even just relayed back to me in conversation that they could see like the light in my eyes when I talked about New York, and with moving home back to Washington, I didn't have that same feeling, but like logically it seemed right to me. And so I ended up doing like the logical thing, and I moved back to Washington. And even though I think there was probably a part of me that would have loved staying in New York City, it all worked out for the best. I ended up meeting like the love of my life that year in Washington, and since we built a whole beautiful life together, and I never probably would have met had I stayed in New York. And so I think trusting that even if you make quote unquote the wrong choice, or you choose too soon, or you choose wrong, that life is still going to work out in favor for you. Like, it's still going to come together. There's still going to be, you can't make a wrong choice. You're still going to learn. You're still going to get lessons. You're still going to have adventures. You're still going to make beautiful memories. There's actually this book that I read recently that I love on this topic. It's by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and it's called Maybe in Another Life. And it basically is this story of this woman, and if she had gone on two different paths of our life, how they would have been different. But at the end of the book, either way, she's saying, I'm so lucky. Like, I feel so grateful it turned out this way. I couldn't imagine it any other way. And yet, no matter the scenario in life she ended up in, she had that feeling regardless. So there's a little bit of that where, like, just trust that no matter what you choose, it's going to work out for the best and for the highest good. But those things really help me, and I just felt the call this week to share that I'm sure that there's some of you, maybe you listening, and maybe you're just like, I don't know which path to choose. Trust that your answer is coming, that if it's not clear yet, it will be clear when the time is right for it to be clear. And you can ask for help if you need to. You can trust that a teacher is on its way in the form of a book, an article, a quote, a friend, whatever you may need or whatever crosses your path. And then even if the worst happens and you choose wrong, somehow life will still rearrange it to be for your highest good and right for you. And so much good can still come out of it. So your answer is coming. Comment below if this reassures you in any way. I am thinking of you. I believe you're on the right path. Trust the timing of your journey, and thank you for being here. Thank you so much for listening in. If you enjoyed this episode, check out the links in the show notes or on my website, hijessicajohnson.com, where you can find my books, courses, and opportunities to mentor with me. Or if you haven't yet, I would so appreciate a quick review wherever you listen to this podcast, as it helps others discover it too. Thanks again for being part of this community, and I'll talk to you again soon.